Hand clap, brothers and sisters, we finally made it. We are finally back again for this year 2026. Big up all this for being a part of this year vibrations. Of course, I'm your boy Mystelics, and welcome to this year Mystelics Reacts channel. Big up to all Mystelics family and new videos. Big up all this one time, brothers and sisters. What are your thoughts and comments? These are mine. So leave your thoughts and comments also in the comment box so we can all see it right there. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Don't be shy. Click the thing for me, please, to help push this video. And of course, for YouTube to recommend more of my videos right there for you guys. No doubt about it. And of course, brothers and sisters, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you'll be notified when I post and publish my videos, brothers and sisters. Also, guys, I'm also going to be reacting to the comments on the video that has the most comments, brothers and sisters. So with that said right there, let us get into the vibrations for this year's Saturday edition, brothers and sisters. Breaking news! Of course, I'm sure you guys know this, but of course, United States made some strikes on Venezuela. And of course, as a result of that, they, of course, removed the president, Maduro, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, brothers and sisters. They actually flew them out of Venezuela into a ship, and the ship is on its way. I don't know why they didn't just fly them all the way back to the United States. I don't know why they did this, but I guess they had to go through protocol or whatever if anything were to happen. Or maybe somebody was gonna attack somebody from the sky or something. I don't know if that was gonna be the case, but they decided to fly them out of Venezuela into the boat, and then the boat is taking them to the United States. Of course, Maduro is gonna be wanted. Well, Maduro is actually wanted for drug-related crimes, and of course, I'm sure they're gonna be finding some other things right there. Why is this so important, brothers and sisters? The reason why this is so important to us because Dominica is also heavily associated to Venezuela, especially on the basis of Maduro and the dealings that Maduro have. Of course, we know one of the things that was transpiring with Venezuela and the United States was the whole thing surrounding drug trafficking. And of course, you know, the United States was taking out a number of boats who are allegedly carrying drugs and those kind of things. And it was creating some sort of uproar. I'm like, you know, why was it creating any uproar to begin with? Considering that they were curtailing the drug situation in the Caribbean. Even Trinidad actually admitted that the drug crimes went down rampantly, man. When the United States came in, it went down drastically. And of course, a number of persons, I guess, were alive as a result of this because the murder rate actually went down. And of course, there was cause and effect as a result of what the United States did in there. But of course, it escalated to the point where I was hearing Trump talking about Maduro, you have some time to leave. We're going to make you leave. And just the other day, I think it was a day or 2 days ago, Maduro decided, hey, okay, we are finally really ready to have discussions about this whole drug trafficking situation. But apparently at that time, it was already too late. Because from my understanding, the United States was already inside Venezuela. And it seems like the forces that were wrong to protect Maduro were backing down. This is why there was not much casualties, so to speak. And of course, on the United States side, there was no casualties when it comes into that sentiment right there. What does that mean, brothers and sisters? The association of Dominica, whatever Dominica was hiding in Venezuela, would most likely come out. Whether it is SKERRIT's affiliation to the very drug trafficking situation that was happening in Venezuela, who knows, brothers and sisters, who knows? It could be on the understanding that whatever dealings that SKERRIT and Maduro had would be coming out to the light of the people. You know, whatever crimes that Maduro has been associated with, obviously, most likely is going to end up selling out a number of people. And you shouldn't be surprised if SKERRIT is involved in this, brothers and sisters. Of course, as indicated right there, you saw where the planes were passing over and they were just lighting up the place as if it's Christmas celebration, brothers and sisters. Well, I cannot show it the way it is like there, brothers and sisters. I can just do it via clips. Photo clips right there. As you can see, a number of incidences were actually happening when it comes down to that circumstance right there. For obvious reasons, copyright is one of them, brothers and sisters. So this is why I'm doing this right there. As you can see, in Caracas and a number of places, they actually went into his fortified territory or kingdom, whichever you want to call it, brothers and sisters. They went inside there and took him, I think while he was sleeping, I believe it is, and they took him and his wife out, and they are on the way to the United States at present right there. Now, this is very interesting that people were making these memes, the association of SKERRIT to Maduro.
Comrade, come get me. SKERRIT, I thought you was going to negotiate.
That's a good one right there, brothers and sisters.
Comrade, come get me. SKERRIT, I thought you was going to negotiate.
This is funny right there, brothers and sisters. You know, sometimes when you have friends and then your friends are not there to do anything for you, what is the point of having them in the first place? If your friends are not there to try their best to do great things for you, to stick by your side to ensure that you are, you know, what good are they in the first place? I think this is probably why he sent the president, so that, you know, kind of reminds me of Lauren Bannis. The situation with Lauren Bannis, where Lauren Bannis was apparently doing her own thing, even though she was following protocol given, and she was doing her own thing. So then if SKERRIT have to fire anybody, he wouldn't say, well, she acted on her own. She's the president. She's above me. You know, if there was any backlash, it wouldn't come to him. It would go to the president. And the president is apparently immune for some reason or the other, you know, based off their status. Then it wouldn't affect him. This is probably why he sent Sylvani Burton right there to talk on his behalf. Because you wonder, why would anybody go? Why would the president, who is supposed to be neutral in Dominica, somehow selecting sides when it comes down to an illegitimate president, who is Maduro? Because based on the track records that have been indicated, apparently Maduro lost the last election, but he's still holding on to power for some reason or the other. Now, I know a number of persons have different takes on it. I personally have different takes on it. I do believe that Maduro was wrong to be there. I also believe that when it comes down to the globalization of a number of things, I don't think Trump is involved in that globalization business. But if Trump is no longer in power and the situation in Venezuela, they have some foothold in Venezuela, then that means whoever corrupt regime, whatever, can then come in and then put their own situation and philosophies inside there. You know, kind of like what they did Haiti. They took out the man and then they put somebody else to do things and causing chaos inside there and the whole story. So this is why the people end up rising up, and it's a whole bunch of business, brothers and sisters. So, you know, I have a number of takes in that. Do I agree with Trump for doing this? Absolutely. My thing is just on not Trump, but later on, what will happen? Will the bank system come in and try to put their rules and they force their situations into Venezuela? If that is not the case yet, will they come and force their regimes on that system, brothers and sisters? That's something I think we probably need to think of when it comes on to that side. But I do agree with Trump when it comes on to that situation right there. I do also agree that whatever secret SKERRIT is hiding in Venezuela will also be seen. And keep in mind, brothers and sisters, it is not on the attack of Dominica, you know. This is on the attack of the Prime Minister of Dominica that has caused irrevocable chaos for the Caribbean, not just Dominica, but for the Caribbean. Because Dominica is experiencing something right now, hopefully tomorrow or Monday, brothers and sisters, whichever it is, I'll definitely bring out something of very interesting stuff where people are being denied entry into the United States, even though they are holders of visas. Interesting stuff, ain't it? So this is very important to note, brothers and sisters. And of course, what is SKERRIT's involvement when it comes down to this circumstance right there? Of course, I made the post about SKERRIT watching his corruption with Venezuela unravel. That's why he thought sending the Dominican president to do his dirty work would have helped. Silly man. Somebody said, SKERRIT is seen as a dotish man. Yes, that is very true. In the eyes of a number of persons, many people, that is facts, brothers and sisters. I've met people of certain stature and they think that the Dominican people are crazy for voting for SKERRIT. They think that the people are slow because they're voting for SKERRIT. That on the basis of them, you know, and then have to showcase Dominicans when they are outside, they get opportunities for them to shine. It's just unfortunate that the government is literally keeping the people down, although I do still hold some blame on the people who are voting repeatedly for SKERRIT. Even if he giving you $500, brothers and sisters, even if he put you in a house that you have indirectly paid for, not him, he didn't take from his money or salary to put for a house, or you or the World Bank probably give money to facilitate you living in a house. It's not SKERRIT own, but they want to pass it as if it's their own. It's very interesting, the dynamic that people believe when it comes down to getting certain things or certain favors from the quote-unquote prime minister, even though it's not from him. He might be directing it, but it's not from him. There's a huge difference right there. So, of course, SKERRIT is seen as a dotish man in the eyes of many people across the world, and, of course, Trinidad and the wider Caribbean. I put across the world there because it's true, because of what I was just saying right there. That's no slight to the many brilliant Dominicans out there. Like I did it before, sometime I had to showcase different people who are Dominicans living overseas and elevating themselves, who's a doctor here. I was actually talking to one of my friends yesterday, indicating that I am surrounded by a number of doctors and people of high profession, which is crazy, you know, because people see me as a YouTuber. And they're like, yo, these people sometimes they end up looking up to me, you know. It's kind of like, anyways, that's a whole other story right there. But of course, you know, they say birds of a feather flock together. I was like, another friend, you know, not necessarily the true, because I have so wrong. Anyway, brothers and sisters, let's continue. I've met quite a few myself. Indeed, I know a lot of them. I don't just know a few. I know a lot of these guys right there. Dominica is doing brilliant things when it comes down to the brilliance of Dominicans overseas, brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, his behavior, his actions doesn't exactly help showcase this very much truth or the intelligence and character that so many Dominicans genuinely possess. This is an individual who lived in Dominica and lives overseas now. He's not from Dominica, but lives overseas, and this is what he had indicated right there. He has no affiliation to say, I don't want to enter Dominica, blah, blah, blah. He sees this. He knows this. We all know this to be true. It's just unfortunate that the government wants to maintain power, and as a result of maintaining power, keep the very people down. However, every rope has an end. No, not true. How do we know this, Bow? This is Maduro in custody right there. I think the vice president wanted a photo evidence that he's actually alive. And this is Maduro right there, brothers and sisters, in cuffs. And of course, Maduro on top, one of the boats right there, brothers and sisters, heading to the United States to face his dirty ways. The other day, Maduro was dancing and stuff when USA was saying, Maduro, you have a chance to get out, take a plane and fly out, leave Venezuela alone. And Maduro was dancing, whoop, 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 whoop. Today, he's in cuffs. He's in cuffs. SKERRIT, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you, SKERRIT? Knowing all the corruption that the entire world has found out about Dominica, and you are the ringleader of it all, SKERRIT. You are the ringleader of it all. What does that say about you? A family member of mine said that she will live to see the day that she sees SKERRIT fall. She will live to see the day because she cannot believe that somebody is wicked so. Cannot believe that somebody is that wicked, brothers and sisters. So unfortunate. Hey, Maduro, you are not no Chavez, sir. You are not no Chavez. He gave you ample time. You saw the ships coming. Also, I saw a note from the Trinidadian government saying that they have no dealings with what happened there. The only dealings with the United States is what? That they are stopping the drug situation from continuing. Now, of course, we know that Venezuela is one of the places where a lot of drugs were being sent out and, of course, ended up in the United States. And as a result of that, they found the root of it. It's not, they didn't just happen to end up there. No, but you know that, right? The boats and all the ships you saw coming down to Venezuela, passing Dominicas, going down, didn't just happen to come there by mistake. They found the route, brothers and sisters, and the route traced not just to Colombia, but to Venezuela as well. And that's one of the reasons Venezuela was making money outside of oil. This is why they was confiscating the oil as well, because one of the reasons why Trump decided they're going to go and think it, because it seems like the American companies were running businesses in Venezuela based off contracts or whatever. And I guess as a result of that, dictator take over and they said, no, you have to come out, leave this stuff or whatever. And I guess Trump was like, you know what, this is our stuff. You cannot just come and you make agreements and so forth and so forth. We need to honor these agreements. And hey, be that the case, you know, c'est la vie. All right, that is their issue to handle. My whole issue here is the situation between Dominica and Venezuela and whatever situation was happening. Keep in mind, when the Prime Minister came out and said Dominica doesn't owe Venezuela any money, and then after Hurricane Maria, apparently Dominica has received, what, $100 million debt forgiveness? After coming and lie to the people and tell them Dominica doesn't owe Venezuela any money. And all of a sudden, brothers and sisters, bow, after Hurricane Maria, Venezuela gave Dominica some debt forgiveness of about $100 million. Can you imagine that? The Prime Minister come and lie to you and nobody hold him to account. So whatever situation that is happening to Venezuela, brothers and sisters, if there's any ties, listen to me here, people. If there are any ties, we need to know. And justice must reign supreme when it comes down to the international community. Seems like certain prime ministers might know how to cover the tracks in certain places. But when you're inside, this is why it's so important. Trinidad is one of the examples right there. All of the craziness that was happening there then associate themselves to Ralph Gonzalez, who was having business in Trinidad with his son and daughter, from my understanding, based on what the Roberts guy was saying. It's very interesting, brothers and sisters. People are doing things in secret society. Hush, hush, you might hear, this is happening, that is happening. Kind of like the partner that in Wesley that we see on the video apparently was trying to play Russian roulette with somebody, boom, boom, brothers and sisters. And you know, people have been saying he might be in it, but there's no evidence. And look, the evidence show up. The evidence show up of his nasty, dirty, stinking, smelly, nasty ways. You know. Anyways, I don't want to stay too long on this, brothers and sisters, because, you know, I have the reaction of the comments too, which might take some time. But of course, you know, all this is necessary when it comes along to the sentiment right there. Of course, as Maduro left, apparently there was a sworn-in ceremony, I think, for Delcy Rodriguez, following the U.S. capture of Maduro, which is, of course, the vice president of Venezuela. But if the president is illegitimate, doesn't that mean that the vice president is illegitimate? A number of persons were celebrating and happy that Maduro got caught and whatever, but that's Maduro's vice president. And if based off what was written, brothers and sisters, claiming that the opposition won, then the vice president should not be sworn in. What exactly is going on, brothers and sisters? Talk to me right there. Like I said before, the vice president also issued a note asking for the to see if the president was actually alive, and of course, they sent this photo out there. U.S. President Donald Trump announced that the Delcy Rodriguez has been sworn in as president of Venezuela following U.S. military operations. Caracas had led the capture of Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Speaking during press briefing, Trump said Rodriguez was sworn in as president and she's willing to do what is necessary to make Venezuela great again. Well, that's good. That's good. Although I do think if the right set of people who actually won would need to actually take, wouldn't that be correct? Would take the presidency. Because if the opposition is still the opposition and they showed showcase that they won, why is the vice president the one taking over to thing? Well, then again, maybe the vice president doesn't have any affiliations with what, hey, I guess in time we'll see what's going on right there. Speaking to press, Trump, blah, so on, blah, blah, blah. The U.S., he said, will be in control of Venezuela until a smooth, proper, judicious transition of power is completed. So I guess they have to run the elections and stuff. We will run it, Trump said, referring to U.S. governance of Venezuela during the transition period. So hopefully they don't stay too long. Obviously, I heard that Trump is saying that they have to get paid for what they do to the Venezuelan people. But hey, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. But of course, as indicated based off the situation that took place, a number of flights were cancelled. And of course, as you can see right there, the third, as of 11 a.m., a number of flights had been cancelled. I actually have this thing right, they indicated some of them. And I would think that, hey, maybe they think something is going to happen. There were some number of flights that were cancelled. St. Thomas was cancelled. Atlanta, Barbados wasn't cancelled. Barbados is so close to Venezuela. This is interesting. Newark, New Jersey cancelled. All right then. Atlanta, Charlotte, Miami, Dominica on time though. Dominica said they cancelled, but Dominica put out message. Travel advisory, Douglas Charles and Kingsville Airport airspace restriction. The Dominica Air and Seaport Authority closely monitoring the situation currently impacting the regional airspace in collaboration with the relevant authorities, airlines, and partners. The public is hereby advised of the following: while airport operations continue, inbound, outbound, and transit flights through the affected airspace may be suspended. So I'm guessing only limitation of flights can actually come through right there based off the what was taking place. Hopefully people money will get affected, but of course this is Dominica that we're seeing right there. They're taking out people's suitcase, they brought it back from the airplane and they bring it for people outside, boy. And they're taking out the tags, so they'll probably have to come at another time. I know a number of persons were actually concerned about what was taking place, but there's also another thing, and I think Timal pointed it up well. Timal, this is Timal right there. I don't know why Timal like to film like this. Timal, you have the rest of the camera. We do thing. Anyways, so Timal was making an important point, and I think a number of persons did not know this. They were talking about Venezuela and the oil Venezuela was giving to Dominica, and then for some reason or the other, people didn't put one and one together because Dominica was importing oil from Venezuela, but no prices went down. Did the oil prices go down, brothers and sisters? The fuel prices went down? No, not at all. But there's something very interesting that Timal mentioned. I think a number of persons need to know this as well.
So, public notice. You check the Timal?
Timal, talk to us.
Dominica buys gas from Dominica Republic, Curacao, Trinidad and Tobago, and America. You only get reserve gas from Venezuela.
That's the difference right there. And it seems like that reserve gas was used, Dominica was used as the midpoint for them to transfer gas. I'm just speculating, although I heard that back in the day when the whole thing was happening, that they're using Dominica as a middle ground to then take the oil from Dominica and send it to places where Venezuela was not able to send because of the sanctions. So they were using Dominica as a middle ground. So that's a possibility that I heard while the oil was there. Because you can't tell me you're having oil for quote unquote reserves, brothers and sisters, and we're not using the oil. So what was the point of it? What was the point of it? To just leave it there? And then we had how much, boy, Gassa, we had how much oil shortages in Dominica? You remember the amount of oil shortages we had in Dominica, brothers and sisters? Especially in 2024? You remember? Oh, okay.
So even if America war with Venezuela, we can never have gas shortage.
Yep.
Never, ever that can happen. Because we don't buy, all our gas is not from Venezuela. It's a reserve gas alone we're getting from Venezuela. You hear me? Our imported gas is from America, Trinidad and Tobago.
Dominican Republic.
Our gas.
Western oil.
It's
Trinidad.
from America, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominican Republic, Curacao.
And people were saying that Trinidad gets oil from Venezuela. Hey, be that the case, but Trinidad also has its own oil there. They have their own oil.
Venezuela is just reserve gas. So if you believe America going on war Venezuela and we're going to have gas shortage, don't think that can never happen. You should make man, take that out of your mind. We can never have gas shortage in Dominica, even if America war with Venezuela, because most of our gas don't come from Venezuela.
That is facts. You know, with these brothers and sisters, a simple Google search will let you know. Dominica, they made sure they put the Indian River in there. So you would mistake it for Dominican Republic. Dominica imports most of its energy, primarily fossil fuels like diesel, from international markets, with a past reliance on Venezuela's Petrocarib program, but now increasingly from sources like Trinidad and Tobago. He just mentioned that right there. The United States, he just mentioned that. Dominican Republic, he just mentioned that. They don't have Curacao, but he mentioned Curacao as well for petroleum gas, while also developing its own significant bay oil, natural oil from bay trees. Kudos for local use and export. We're exporting it now. Anyways, and harnessing geothermal, well, that don't reach yet. So this is the sentiment when it comes on to that right there. And a number of us, hey, we're going to do have gas and so forth. The question here, brothers and sisters, what reliance did SKERRIT have on Venezuela? And whatever it is, I think we need to know. Because there's a number of secret businesses that are going on. And today, MADURO is in cuffs with a blindfold on him. Even if it was dark outside, you don't see nothing. And people are rejoicing in the United States. All over Miami, I've been hearing that people are passing with Venezuelan flags and people are rejoicing and so forth and so forth and so forth. Like I indicated before, I am for it, no doubt about it. I think he should have been arrested a long time ago. And all the cronies and involvement in drug trafficking, all the situations should have been organized. My problem here, brothers and sisters, is not that Venezuela, quote unquote, is allegedly on the way to be free. It's not free yet. It's allegedly on the way to be free. What happens in the distant future? When they'll use Venezuela as you know. So it's very interesting, brothers and sisters. Also, Venezuela has a long way to go when it comes down to the elevation. Keep in mind that the United States has already been getting oil from Venezuela. It was just under a control system under MADURO right there. So Trump them come for their stuff. The businesses that were once there, they come for it, and you know. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts right there in that regard. Let us switch over to the comments. Okay, guys, and we are finally back. We finally made it yet again, brothers and sisters. So for the week, brothers and sisters, we only had 4 videos. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, the video that had the most comment was actually the first one on the 29th. So we're going to be reacting to that vibrations right there. And let me just set this thing up properly. Not responding to blah, blah, blah. Hold on, guys. So I will check every one of them. Set them newest. Apply. All right, guys. Okay, so first up, let's get it happening. Of course, Pascal is saying, Mystelics, I agree with you. That is well planned. Of course, the video we're talking about right there is the very president, where the president decided she can talk and represent Dominica. She don't represent us. No, we don't want that representation at all. In fact, it's so bald-faced to do such a thing that the president came out and talk about what she talking about, sovereignty of a place and what have you. They say, okay, and they went in and they take him. You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? A mouse trying to tell a dinosaur what to do with other dinosaurs. A mouse trying to say, let me be the mediator between you guys. They don't care. Once rat boom boom, one care in the world of what the president had to say, the Dominica president had to say. But of course, I'm sure she was trying to make her money. So, hey, if that is the case, c'est la vie right there. But Mr. Let's I agree with you. This is well planned by SKERRIT. He do not love Dominicans. The president is doing what SKERRIT ordered her to do. She's preventing Dominica from going to America to stay and struggle. And the Chinese are progressing on our resources. She should resign before it's too late. SKERRIT should resign before it's too late. SKERRIT, your days are numbered. You know that, right? When Trump come for you, if there's any crazy stuff over there, SKERRIT, your days are numbered. You should have listened to it. All right then. All right, SKERRIT. All righty then. Anyways, the Chinese are progressing on our resources. She should resign before it's too late. I can see we are heading for disaster with these people at the head of the country. Facts. Jeff is saying, President Trump, please help the common folk. Yes, Trump, you advise us, all these people there. Guys, all right. Jaboy, shake my head, just a bunch of wicked people. Yes, very wicked indeed. One of the reasons why to put out this video so they can see from other Dominicans, not just from me. But brothers and sisters, it's very important when it comes to the sentiment right there. Joshua is saying, or Josiah, sorry, is saying, things of concern in your own country, you don't talk about it, but you want to come in between Venezuela and US. What? What is he talking about? Is he talking about Trump concern about it? You don't see what Trump... Didn't you see how much trillions of dollars in fraud that Trump them got? Did you see what Doge was doing? What are you talking about, bruh? Some people just clueless. But anyways, thanks for the comment right there. Joshua again, some liberites tell me what the president was saying is AI. Boy, them people there, I don't know what you're saying there, sir. If I don't know what you're saying, brothers and sisters, I cannot, Anyways, Joshua again, but he speaks true. For example, Carl Nassif. A lot of his workers never see him. They don't know who is Carl Nassif. Okay. What is that? Kiliam is saying, Mystelics, ask them how much money Silvani have to get. We might have to sell some high grade nowhere to pay them people. Well, they see the country that have money, but all of a sudden they want to give president who already getting the most. The president is getting the most out of individuals that work in the public sphere. The most. And you think somehow that she needs to get a raise. Very interesting stuff right there. Thanks for that comment. Kiliam is saying, but same thing with Charles Savre. Same thing with Charles Savre he was doing. Was Dominica doing with the president? What Dominica doing with President Agri? The president is supposed to hold the prime minister account to law. And apparently he's not doing so at all. Just wasting resources and they themselves, oh, let me give you more pay. Just like how they give the ministers more pay so they can close them off. What you going to do? You're going to decide to talk, and then when we let you go, you're going to go back and work as a teacher. You're going to work at making mediocre salary? Huh? Or you're going to get the monies that we give you, the extra monies, the extra $2,000 you get in a month, while we gave the people $10 and $20 a year additional. Now they increase minimum wage, so things have to go up a little. But then again, you look at the things going up a little when people have been paying individuals the amount of money that the minimum wage went up to. Thompson, them have been talking about individuals that have come out and say, but we already paying people the more than what the minimum wage is. So what difference does it make? And so forth and so forth. You know true? All right then. And Dunstan St. Lucie saying, I am really entertained by your podcast. Well, this is not a podcast, but I appreciate you. No doubt about it. Some people just forget. BrBpTV is where I hold the podcast. When I talk to an individual, you might see one or two other people, from me. Well, sometimes mainly one. The other person is on the side or whatever. And that is the podcast. So I talk to individuals that's like an hour, 2 hours. And then you have the vlogs where you see me going out and, like I did the Christmas stuff. Some of you guys seen it. Some of you guys did not see it. Hey, c'est la vie. You guys were probably celebrating yourself. So it's all right. You guys can definitely check out Mystelics vlogs. If you want me to post it, I'll post it in the comment box below. And there's these reactions where I react to stuff. One of the reasons why we react to stuff is so that we can see the evidence out there and give our opinions. So if people want to say, oh, Mystelics, you come and make up. No. We give our thoughts and our processes and we try to use deduction when it comes into the sentiment right there. So I appreciate you really getting entertained. Hopefully you learn something as well. Of course, Dunstan is saying whether the president of whether I should read properly, whether the president of Dominica has the right to speak on external affairs is a matter of opinion. No, it's not. The president is supposed to be neutral. If she has to say anything, he or she has to say anything when it comes down to, she's not the president like the United States, brothers and sisters. She holds a ceremonial position. This is why she doesn't make rules and stuff in Dominica. She's supposed to hold to account. And when you hold into account, you're supposed to do so on a neutral playing field. There's a huge difference when it comes down to the sentiment right there. The incoming government will continue to rule because there isn't an effective opposition party in the country. The margin by which the government has won may guarantee at least another 2 terms in office. Well, if they continue cheating, that's how it goes there. Because cheating is still cheating. SKERRIT himself admitted it, that they bring people in to vote. And then want to say, oh, others did it too without any evidence at all. So you just put yourself under the bus and then no poll is going for him because this is bribery and cheating, isn't it? It's crazy, brothers and sisters. What is going on right there? Anyways, the margin by which the government has won may guarantee at least another 2 terms in office. I don't know any political party in the region who has won an election by such a wide margin and lose the following election. I think I understand what you're saying. You win by 10 and then thing. This doesn't happen in St. Lucia though. I think once they won by a landslide, I think one of the parties won like 90% of the seats, and the other party won 1. And then the next election, it was flipped. It wasn't flipped, but the other party won. So I guess it's when people decide to wake up and realize, hey, you're not good for us. Let's change your wrong. That's when this kind of thing. So it does happen. St. Lucia is one of the examples that happen as well. You might lose a few seats, but have not lose to the extent of being voted out of government. Anything can happen, brothers and sisters. Anything can happen. Like any day before the prime minister goes out there, get individuals to come in, campaign, oh, let's do this, and get the people to come in to Dominica and vote, and then they till the scale. But right now, problem. Now they should be calling election. No. Anyways, thanks for the comment. No, they should be calling elections right there. The president is a Kalinago. She needs to go speak about Dubois Reef. She hasn't said anything. Thanks for that. Let me give her love on that right there. She hasn't said anything. Brothers and sisters, I lie. Maybe me, I haven't seen it. Have you seen the president talking about Dubois region? Knowing that has nothing to do with politics or partisan. Well, it's politics, brothers and sisters. Or the president speaking, not necessarily politics, but you get the point, brothers and sisters. She has, to my knowledge, have not said anything to do with the destruction of Dubois. And then you think the president is Dominica's president, brothers and sisters? You think the ministers who are supposed to uphold and keep the nature islands what it is, brothers and sisters, or expand it or even elevate it? No, we're destroying it. They haven't said a word. But you think it's the people's representation that there? Really? Oh, okay. You will tell me about it, brothers and sisters. Moving. So what you're saying is she is wrong. The US is the world's biggest bully, and that's why all the mess in Africa we can do without America. Learn history, my boo. I know history very well. I also know that Africans were turning against Africans. In fact, it was the very Africans that caused the white people to see, hey, maybe we should go after these black people. If the white people came and they saw the Africans unified and say, hey, they think, you think that would not have been a force against them to ever turn this away? Now, don't get me wrong, slavery started in Slovakia. Or it was the enslavement of the Slovakian people. The white people enslaving white people and this kind of things, crazy stuff there. But if you want to say, oh, look at history. History is not something that is one-sided, brothers and sisters. History should be the whole picture. This is why we know about the whole situation when it comes to the Spanish flu and the bird flu and all those kind of things. There was transition. People didn't look at history to see, hey, this is the same thing that was happening for the Rona situation. The same exact thing. People don't know. This is why history is important. In fact, I was actually telling somebody that right here. But thanks for the comment. No doubt about it. James is saying, if you side with Venezuela, other countries will see you as a supporter of the alleged trafficking, drug smuggling, and other crimes occurring. No other country has supported them. With how things are in Dominica, a lot of the older people with money taking advantage of the... What? A lot of the older people with money taking advantage with money. Oh, a lot of the older people with money taking advantage of the young people, both male and female, because the economy is not suited for them to have their own. This is probably why we saw the guy taking advantage of the partner. Nasty. Anyways, James is saying she is taking sides. Yes, she's taking sides. She's not that she cannot speak in brothers and sisters, but she's clearly taking sides. Clearly taking sides. Talking about bullying and all those kind of magic there. Really? So when Putin sent this submarine, why didn't Putin retaliate? Huh? You know there's a submarine from Russia in Venezuela, right? You know? No? Okay. All right then. She's taking sides. However, it's alleged that a cartel is funding Maduro. That's why Trump eyes on them for drug. It could be. It could be that the cartel is helping Venezuela make money, and as a result of the cartel doing these things, one of the markets is the United States. Could be. Who knows? Thanks for the comment. James is saying, anyone who becomes a millionaire on government salary is a thief. Agreed. 100%. Dominica PM is a billionaire, allegedly. Think about this. And it's not too far-fetched because billions of dollars have been missing from Dominica Treasury or the coffers of Dominica, being handled by a certain few people, and they say, oh, it's for development. How can you want development and the money being outside? Not inside, it's supposed to be for development. Brothers and sisters, help me understand it. Maybe it's me that slow. Maybe it's me that slow, brothers and sisters. Well, it's true. You cannot never become a billionaire on a government salary. You cannot. Unless you decide to do some deals some way, somehow. Now, brothers and sisters, I understand certain people might get favors because they know about certain things. So they might say, hey, son, go there, and daughter, go there, or auntie, go there and organize, we know this thing, do the business there, and so forth and so forth. I know these things tend to happen. I mean, wasn't that Nancy Pelosi doing it for her husband? Her husband just happened to be making proper deals. Anyways, that's a whole other topic right there. So I think this is important when it comes down to the sentiment of knowing what exactly is transpiring in Dominica and who is becoming millionaires and billionaires. Vicky, pick up yourself one time. Vicky, I already have to click with a thumbs up because Vicky always spot on, man. Well, we should clean up our house first, indeed, before we can talk. Just like Silvani go and talk about a situation in Venezuela, but situation I'm in Dominica, she quiet. I cannot understand that. It's nothing to say to pick sides. They're murdering people in Boston. Sorry, they're taking lives in all over the place, and Silvani quiet. But somehow she wants to affiliate herself with Venezuela and taking sides against the United States. Are you crazy? Lady, you lost your mind. Anyways, if she's got a mouth to talk now, why is she not speaking about the CBI corruption and gun traffic? Yes, in Dominica, and her concerns about the lives of the youth. Lives of the youth. Last week, in possession of guns. Why don't she tell the PM that all Dominicans should be benefiting from CBI funds and not only their supporters? Sometimes their supporters don't get in nothing, but they waiting. Remember the lady in Grand Bay that say she put her vote for a bag of cement up to now she don't get it, so she come back again in the by-election for her to get a bag of cement. Boy, I tell you, should be benefiting from the CBI funds and not only their supporters. I know that she definitely didn't act on her own accord, just like I believe Lauren Bannis did not act on her own accord. But we've seen them there. They are the ones, if something happened, they will end up taking the fall. Anyways, Salt of the Earth is saying, it's like the state is fighting against its citizens. Yes. Foreign Policy Week, National Security Week, Electoral Commissions castrated, institution inefficient. Travel restrictions, but just name it, increase in violence. That is a decay in society on display. 100% right there. Cassius is saying, boy, what are you in there? Dominica is absolutely cooked. You have to be a real donkey to say what she said publicly. Yes, I agree. Although in the beginning what she said makes sense about sovereignty, but sovereignty has to go on the basis of being free and fair. Not true. We don't have free and fair vibrations in Dominica, but she's going elsewhere to talk about free and fairness. And she talk about free and fairness when the people who in power they are not there on the basis of free and fairness. What she talking about sovereignty? Sorry, brothers and sisters. Seems we are Dominicans for you. Well, I nothing that now. I absolutely do not support anything that woman says. Once you support SKERRIT in that regard, you know SKERRIT is looking out for his pocket, and you support, hey, you're looking out for your pocket too. This is the difference between people like me and people who support SKERRIT, you know. They're looking out for their pocket. Me, I want to see my people doing well. Even if I were to suffer, brothers and sisters, I want to see my people doing well. At least I know that the future is brighter. The future is no longer bright for us. We are the future now. It's interesting. We are the future now. Those in our 30s. We are the future now, brothers and sisters. Can you imagine that? Ay, ay, ay. So the future. Who is little Dominica to go against the most powerful nation in the world? Might as well start learning Chinese. We're not well, they're trying to teach that in school, you know. It had classes for you to learn Chinese in Dominica. I know, yes, brothers and sisters. It had that, they know about it. Here is Dominica to go against the most popular nation in the world. Might as well start learning Chinese. We're now going to be cut off just like Cuba and Venezuela, and we don't even have nearly the economy and resources for us to thrive. Well, we have the nature that Dominica apparently doesn't take care of. We have nature. So even if we don't have money, brothers and sisters, we can support ourselves on the fruits. Thank God for the nature isle of the Caribbean and fruits that it provides right there. This is why some people are still leaving, brothers and sisters, because they are able to go and get fruits. You go and get coconut, go and get guava, all these things, mango, just falling on the road, just wasting. The other day we saw, was it mango or kennips? People, when Dominic was passing, I think it was mangoes. Mangoes was on the road, just on the road, just falling deep. Hello, brothers and sisters. So, Cassius, thanks for that comment right there. No doubt about it. I definitely do agree with you on that sentiment. No doubt. 767 Dominica, in March 2025, during an event at the White House, Donald Trump made a remark that went viral. When we made this, it was made during my first term. What happened is they rigged the election and I became president. So that was a good thing. I have no idea what on earth you're talking about, bro. You guys will help me understand what this person is talking about right here. But okay, cool. Thanks for liking your comment. Anyways, Nia Mitchell, that is why Yeshua or Yahushua said, take out the beam in your eyeballs before you try to remove the speck in your brother's eyes, aka sweep your backyard before you sweep someone else's own. Because had she done this, she would have seen it have enough things in Dominica to pay attention to than to be getting involved in China's story or Venezuela and US story. I agree, no doubt about it. Why she and Skers do go and media by themselves now? And mediate by themselves? Hey, that's a question you have to ask them. The only thing Dominica should do together as a nation is return to the worship of the living Elohim, Yahweh, different spelling, repent, so that God can also return and heal. Yeah, the great book says this. If the people to humble themselves and seek my face, then I'll hear themselves and I'll answer their prayers. So it's definitely true, no doubt about it. 767, is Dominica watching what these colonizers are doing to the Caribbean and Africa? The EU now talks of visa restrictions while we argue over nonsense. Meanwhile, Trump acts like a god, taking lives, raping, pillaging, and destabilizing nations. America, Israel, Ukraine, United Kingdom, China, Russia, all have war crimes, committed human rights violations. So you paying attention to what's going on in the world now? Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to what is going on in the world? How you think that is? Lord have mercy. Anyways, thanks for the comment. No doubt about it. What is that? Althea Pierre? No, let me finish. I think I should finish with you, brothers and sisters. Human rights violation, what is that? Constitutional violation. Trump described our sovereign country and many others as shithole countries who defend us, who speaks for our people. Well, if your prime minister then doesn't speak for you, you expect to speak for you. And this is not the first time I hear it. When Ross people used to come down to Dominica, they used to call Dominica worse than that. The general term that they will call it the Rock. They'll call Dominica the Rock. But yet still they come into study in Dominica and they call it the Rock. We come to the Rock. We are back on the Rock. They used to say some other things, but I won't say it right there. But they said it out of ignorance until they realized, well, wait a while, Dominica nice. On the basis that they get to experience nature and the people and sometimes even the food they would enjoy. Some of these white people used to eat more Dominican food than me, boy. I's a big man and I's a, potato salad and then people eating all kind of thing. Well, anyways, yeah. Venezuela is a part, Althea is saying Venezuela part of the Caribbean. Trump using drugs as a way to wage war for Venezuela oil resources. It has nothing to do with the drugs. It has a lot to do with the drugs, because a lot of drugs are entering the United States, no doubt about it. I also agree technically with you on the basis of the oil, because back in the day, American companies were running the oil situation in Venezuela. I think it was actually them that found it, and there's some sort of maybe collaboration of sorts and things. One thing with me, when it comes down to a country's resources, I don't think another country should put their full foot and force behind it. I disagree with that sentiment right there. However, if they are in collaboration and then all of a sudden you just kick these people out, I mean, we should at least honor the collaboration before you kick people out. Not true. I think that is what should happen. Maybe the companies came in and wanted to just stay there forever and just plumage the oil or whatever. Be that the case, I'm not really sure. But I think a country's resources should be that country's resources. Just like what is happening in Africa, I think the country, whatever, whereas Australia company, American company, Britain company, China company, I don't think this company should be, if they're coming in and they say, okay, we cannot do it, countries say, I cannot do it myself, we need your help to assist, and they say, okay, we'll be there for 5 years, we'll split the profits and whatever, then that's fine. If you want to extend it, then great. But you do not come to another man's country just to take them and thing. I don't think that's fair at all. So if that's what you're saying, then kudos, I agree with you. But if they had some sort of partnership, Trump them said that their businesses are there, and I think they just push them out. So thanks for the comment, no doubt about it. Charles is saying that woman just pushed Dominica further down the cliff. Yes, she definitely did so. Ridiculous. Where's that high grade is saying that's what they're doing, so China will have full dominance for US to back off. China and United States are definitely at odds, and they definitely want to see if they have some sort of power. I think they're doing that in Jamaica, no doubt about it, for real. Anyways, you guys will let me know your thoughts in that regard right there. More is saying, why is she speaking on behalf of Venezuela? Good question. Well, like I did before, there seems to be some sort of dealings that Dominicans doesn't know with the Prime Minister and the Venezuelan government. So she probably went there to speak because SKERRIT knows he doesn't want to take the fall if anything were to happen. They're already in trouble, so might as well go and make the president speak. That is the only thing that makes sense. I mean, we have seen this before. It's not to say it's speculation or this maybe. We've seen it before with Lauren Bannis. We've seen it. And now today, the same person that quote unquote fire Lauren Bannis because she acted on her own has given her a job again. Okay. They're really writing on the wall still. Julino is saying, this is actually a good thing that the US has more reason to crack down, to apply pressure on the people and get them out. Yes, I definitely do so. I think cracking down on Venezuela also crack down on Dominica and the situations or whatever affiliations Venezuela might have a grip on Dominica, or whatever partnership that Venezuela has with Dominica, that will also be cracked down as well. So I'm definitely for that sentiment right there. I agree. It's commented Guyana, Trinidad, and Jamaica, them with the US, Barbados alone that out, CARICOM dead. Okay then, whatever that means. Isle of Beauty is saying SKERRIT always get his clones to do his dirty work. Yep. Then he throw them under the bus and reward them bigly. Yeah, I have to give a thumbs up to that, no doubt about it. Movies is saying, Mystelics, you are right. She went to do SKERRIT bidding. As you said, she is not working for the people. No, she's not. Brothers and sisters, how is the president working for the people? Charles Savary, how did Charles Savary work for the people as a president? Somebody help me. There was a whole hoopla that was happening during Charles Savary. What did Charles Savary do? He turned against the people? And then in 1979 or whatever, he was for the people? What happened? Money. It's not money that happened, brothers and sisters. When you leave your party to join a party, the party self on operation, you against the party, and then you became the president, which was against the rules of Dominica, because you were once a party representative, which means that you would not be neutral. The position for what is taking place with the Mr. Speaker of the House and the president must be a neutral basis, brothers and sisters. You show your allegiance to the Mr. Speaker on stage campaigning. That's a joke all you making. Joke you making, man. Big joke. Anyways, so yes, I definitely do agree with that sentiment right there. Universal Judge is saying how to give SKERRIT a run for his money. Rename the opposition party. Some people believe hey, Thompson should start his own thing and then get his own people and forget about United Workers Party. hey, I think the United Workers Party is already established. To start a new party and then run from it, it's gonna take some more work. So it's gonna start out fresh. Why should we trust them? They're new, and then you have the loyalists to the United Workers Party individuals. That's a whole other story. So yeah, I guess that's what your thoughts are. So yeah, increase Q95 broadcast and make it accessible all over the country. I think they have it on the internet, so I think they have done this. Publish all government spending over the year, especially those that doesn't add up. I think that'll be a good thing right there. Doing the public domain. Even the Dominica people a dream to live for. I think that's what Thompson and them are doing. But apparently people are not listening and then they speculate. That is the big problem, brothers and sisters. They're speculating. Anyways, 1972 responded to this. The answer is a united opposition with a united people. Unity is progressive. Now, I understand about unity and so forth, brothers and sisters. Sometimes you unify the wrong set of opposition. I'm not calling Joshua Francis name, but you know, brothers and sisters, we have to be careful who we uniting with. Just for the sake of winning, I would rather us lose consistently, brothers and sisters, if we have people who have principle, as opposed to getting people who don't have principle and then cause chaos in the place. Especially those that like to say things that are nice behind closed doors, and then when cameras come out exposing people, you say, that going on there now? I don't know, talk to me. Hello, brothers and sisters. Osborne is saying, hi, Mystelics. Good evening to you, my brother. Good evening to you, sir. Big up to on another great video. I appreciate you, no doubt about it. Now, hear me on this. Miss S. Burton is out of order. Yes, out of place and out of her damn mind. Who does she think she's addressing America on how to deal with Venezuela? Lady, shut up your mouth and go and sit down somewhere, copper waiter. Dominica has so much problems right now. Go and address those problems. She not doing it. That's my point. And stop doing the dirty work of your boss, SKERRIT, Miss Sylvania Burton, the so-called president of Dominica. But in reality, you are just another slapdog of SKERRIT. Yes, I keep saying the president is not the country's president, it's SKERRIT's president. The Mr. Speaker is not the Mr. Speaker of the House, it's the Mr. Speaker for the Prime Minister. It's very evident on what is taking place. This is why Lennox had to be getting vexed and thinking about with these people. I guess they were just trying to frustrate him. There's also a mental game that they try to play as well. You can very much see it. And the Mr. Speaker of the House is helping them. Anyways, we do not need your opinion, lady. You aren't scared with Venezuela, but Dominica, we not standing with you, America, every day. So don't talk to us. Don't talk for us. I agree. Don't talk for us. We can talk for ourselves. We have our medias. We'll talk for ourselves. Don't come and represent every rubbish you just say there. Nonsense. Anyways, talk for your selfish self and your boss, SKERRIT. You are putting us in a deeper ditch with the United States, and next is EU. And then it'll be over for us. Yes, brothers and sisters. Norway already started. Norway not part of EU. Yes, true, but Norway is also part of the territories there. And of course, next is EU, and then it'll be over for us. I mean, all Dominicans. Look. Tune in on Monday, brothers and sisters. I have something to post up for you guys right there. Mystelics, big up and good night. Till next time. Bless up yourself, bro. I appreciate you and everybody that actually liked that video. I guess you guys understand the sentiment, no doubt about it. Christian French. By the way, you need to investigate Queen Cam and her cabinet. What? Queen Cam and her cabinet? And we will see where corruption is, just as they investigate the Red Boys of CARICOM. What? Who is Queen Cam? I don't know how. Did I like this? What? So I don't know how I like that there, but hey, I don't know what you're talking about. You might have to help me on this one. Queen Cam, investigate Queen Cam and her cabinet. Who's Cam? Anyways, Christian is saying, Mr. I don't agree with you this time. I do like her, but she is the head of state. She has a right to speak on issues around. So why is she not doing it in Dominica? Why is she not speaking about the issues in Dominica? The King of England recently went to Parliament and deal with his Prime Minister. Trump, the Trump, is one of the most evil president who is in your face manifest. What stupid people! All you have no idea what is happening in reality. None. That's let me continue. Sorry for being so long, brothers and sisters. Shades. Oh yes, you Stalin. Oh, yeah. I just decided to put on my eyes. That's a computer glasses, by the way. I still have it. I have 3 of them. But anyways, MS is saying it may not be her place to say what she said, but we are going to disagree with her just because we don't like her. What? She said no to potential wars. So are we saying in support of potential war in the Caribbean? Are we that daft to think it's about drugs and not about oil? Well, it definitely, I mean, Trinidad and some of the Caribbean countries that are around there definitely sided with America when it comes to that situation. Whatever else they have denounced, they are not part of it. Their aim was the drug situation. And I definitely do agree with them because it actually shows in what was happening in Trinidad. Trinidad crime has gone down. The drug situation has gone down because of the involvement. So it is definitely drugs. Now we want to say about the oil situation. I know about the drugs, the oil situation when Trump indicated that we need to go and get back our factories. The US factories that are in Venezuela that were taken over. So, I mean, anyways, thanks for that comment right there. 25 years we are at war in this country with a red and blue, and everybody knew. Huh? LG saying, where were you when RSS came to Dominica to fight against Dominicans? For 25 years, the DOP government has been at war with Dominicans. Yes, and the president said, not a word. Not a word. But you think somehow it has to do, it's not about she saying things, brothers and sisters. She is the lack of what she's not saying. That is the problem. And then picking sides in countries that she has no dealings with. What you doing in there? What you doing there? And tourism is European. I guess we're talking about the tourism from Europe. It will stop too. Well, this stuff, all that is happening. Just have to pray, brothers and sisters. Marcel is saying, you talk about Venezuela. What about USA, the biggest drug seller in the world, plus the most crimes and what? Most crimes and shooting. Trump think he's God. I don't think he's God at all. Trump is doing for what he thinks is best for his people. I wish the Prime Minister of Dominica would do the same. Many people who don't agree with Trump. I was just talking to one the other day. Well, two of them actually today, and they say they don't agree with Trump, but they agree with what Trump is doing. You might not like the man. I personally think Trump's like to say a lot of things with his mouth, and this is the people you trust. You trust the people who say things with their mouth and say it what they come from their heart. Not the people who come and say nice things, but behind closed doors doing the complete opposite of what they say, just like SKERRIT. They come and say nice things. Oh, Europe will give us back visa-free access. I'm very confident. Now we have problems in the United States, and then Europe only they double down telling their citizens not to go to Dominica. So, yeah. So I don't think, and yes, I do agree on the sentiment of back in the day. This is why I like to make the difference between Trump and the rest of the other individuals back in the day. Back in the day, we know the CIA was responsible of a lot of drugs, especially when it comes down to the black community. That is a documented fact. You're not seeing that on the Trump, brothers and sisters. At least I'm not seeing it. If you guys see it, let me know. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment box below, right there. And there's Roosevelt. Joni saying Roosevelt sends Silvani to talk because he's a coward. I wouldn't dare face the wrath of Trump. I agree. Watch him throw her under the bus. Yeah, just like they did Lauren Bannis. If anything were to come from that, they would throw, hey, I'm sorry, she acted on her own. She's the president. She's above me, sir. I cannot, you know. That's what they will always say. So, your right West Side will seize his account and he will be broke. But we'll see if they have an account in Venezuela. MacGyver is saying, look, anger can make a lot of people say stupid things. Venezuela doesn't fall under the 52 of the American nations. 52? I think you're probably including St. Thomas and the other one. What is it? Hawaii now? Or Puerto Rico. Anyways, there's 50 states. Well, I guess there are more nations. But it's part of the mainland. Okay, America is desperate, plain to see Venezuela align their self, America. If Venezuela align their self, America, do you think we would, if Venezuela align themselves, America, do you think we would be getting our gas at the same price? What has America done for us? You see, ignorance is so crazy. You do know Dominica is importing fuel from America, right? What has America done for us? What has Venezuela done for Dominica? Apart from giving us $100 million debt forgiveness that SKERRIT said we didn't have. Anyways, and then sending, I guess they send doctors and stuff. But hey, you know, there's a lot of secret stuff that is going on, and then the government come and say that they're transparent. Very interesting. Anyways, brothers and sisters, I can say that China, yes. Our problem is not the Chinese or Venezuela. Our problem is CBI, SKERRIT, and his cabal. Let's not get confused. That is also a main problem right there. The Americans also have to protect themselves from that. Just like Norway is doing. Why we don't talk about Norway and what Norway doing? Norway doing it, you know, as you guys know that, right? Norway doing it? All right. If there's American problem, get confused. Let's not. So SKERRIT, that is the problem. SKERRIT and CBI, that is the problem. America problem. They love to steal, kill, and destroy other countries. Man, you guys, man, I tell you. In the name of democracy, how? I know they used to do that back in the day, especially in the Democratic Party. Hélas, Obama, you doing number there, we? You doing number there, we, boy? Obama, hélas. Hélas, we. Yeah, Obama. Anyway, SKERRIT, that making Dominicans' life a living hell. That's true. My advice to Venezuela president, if America invaded, target the America at home, okay, take the war to their, that's stupid advice. MacGyver, that is very stupid advice. You're telling the president to take the war to America. You know, there's the wipe. You want that Venezuela to wipe clean? Huh? You want a world war to happen? Why you think Putin don't respond? Oh boy. Is that the last one? Okay, this is on. The president speaks very unintelligently. Well, she can teach us some way to do it. MacGyver again, she makes sense to a certain extent. Yes, she does make sense to a certain extent, but the fact that she choosing sides and then not saying anything when it comes on to actuality of reality, there's a problem. So she does make sense to a certain extent, but she say we're not trying to bring wars and so forth and so forth. Which apparently I don't think there will be any wars when it comes into the circumstance right there. But well, we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. She makes sense to a certain extent. We have been buying our natural gas from Venezuela. No, we haven't. Since Chavez. Okay, since Chavez, all right, to a certain extent. I side not with SKERRIT. With what America problem with SKERRIT is not Venezuela but the CBI. That's true. And of course, they have to protect themselves from, you know, people that they don't want to come into the country from certain places where people are not resident of a country. In this case, Dominica and Antigua, accountability, transparency. Up till now, we don't have an exact number of the holders of diplomatic passports on the CBI. Yeah, I agree that sentiment, no doubt about it. I agree that sentiment, no doubt about it. Anyways, guys, I went so long on this. This is like almost an hour right now. This is like a podcast for real, man. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. This is my response to the video that has the comments on the video that has the most comments. So thanks so much for, hey, look at another one. I missed that one, man. Her mother asking for her. Okay. All right. That's 12 hours. All right. Anyway, sisters, let me know your thoughts and comments in this year reaction vibrations. This is all about Half of DC vibes. Give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. Appreciate my concise right there. What else? Leave your thoughts and comments like any day before. Down low. Anyways, brothers and sisters, boy, Mystelics once again. Be real. Saluting always. Thanks so much for watching. And with that, stay right here. Be positive.